Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please bring back a familiar face. KOBI-TV NBC5 General Manager and Vice President Bob Wise joining me. Bob, good to see you.
Happy to be here.
We always like to do this at the beginning of the year. It's been, I should say, 13 years this month that we started working together. It's been a bit.
Wow, man, if you think about that, 13 years.
Thanks for keeping me on this long.
I got to tell you.
Miracle.
It's all my pleasure. Watching you grow into the role of news director and where our team is now. I'll probably talk about that a little bit later in the interview, but we have a lot to be proud of, and you've accomplished a lot. So, and an exciting year, looking forward.
Yeah, and that's what we want to talk about right now. Is February, big month for us.
Huge.
Tell us what's going on.
Well, what a fortunate month February will be. We have the Olympics, obviously, which, not enough said about that. I mean, you probably haven't seen any promos at all. I mean,
not on this network, no.
Kicks off February 8th, but preceded by the Super Bowl on February 4th. And it's just one of those things where all the stars have aligned, and hopefully this will be the incredible coverage that NBC always provides. Being from South Korea, it's a little unique this year in that we will actually have live coverage, which is rare for an Olympics that's overseas. So being in South Korea, live will be 5 p.m. to 8:30 to 9 p.m. every night. The West Coast, for the first time in a long time, will actually be able to see the events as they unfold. So we're really excited about that.
So important in the internet age. A lot of people have had their complaints because, these are all international competitions. They could be held anywhere.
Sure.
Whether it's Beijing or Los Angeles.
Oh, absolutely. But the interesting thing about the Olympics is it kind of gets through that clutter, I should say, because it doesn't stop the ratings at all, even though people know who won, because those human interest stories are so important and interesting to the viewers at the time, and it brings a unique set of audience to the table that we don't reach all the time. Those ones that may not watch as much TV, they'll watch the Olympics.
And I know from speaking to our viewers, it is something they're very dedicated to, is actually shutting off their phones, avoiding those major news websites.
Wow, what?
I know, it's hard to believe, but it's still done.
Yeah, I know. You look back on, it's my 34th year in TV, and just that alone, the different platforms that we need to be available on, the different ways we have to multitask with your reporters and our staff, just how that world has changed over the many years that I've been in broadcasting and continues to morph into new things that we're doing. Boy, it's been an interesting ride thus far.
We'll talk about some of those new things in a moment. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with my boss, KOBI-TV General Manager and Vice President Bob Wise. So we're talking, of course, about the big year 2018 is for us, and the next month, the Olympics and the Super Bowl. We're also working on 2 new projects that you're pretty excited about. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. First one, Your Place, Our Kids, is a project that we've been working on over 2.5 years. Max Williams, the head of the Oregon Community Foundation, heard him speak at our Rotary 2.5 years ago, and talking about the importance of that birth to 3rd grade time period and what importance that puts on the rest of a life of a young child. And so we're launching this program. You being a parent of 3, you appreciate what this is going to be doing, and giving those nuggets of information and resources that are out there in our region throughout the year that helps parents navigate that land. And also how, if you're not a parent and you want to be involved in helping our future generations, we're going to try to provide ways to do that. So we're very excited about that. Another program that we're launching right away is called Know Your Role. And really happy that Southern Oregon Sports Commission came to us and said, listen, we want to put an ongoing message out there about sportsmanship and what that means, and knowing your role as a parent, as a player, as a referee in that world of athletics. It's fascinating to me that 70% of children at the age of 13 drop out of organized sports because they're not finding it to be a good experience for them. Think about that.
I don't think I've heard that before. That's
I know,
alarming.
It's fascinating. Yeah. So we hope to shed a light on the importance of knowing your role and making that a positive experience.
Yeah, I know you growing up with your son, coaching his teams. I have 3 little ones, as you talked about. I certainly hope to be a part of that. So that's
absolutely. It's funny. I was chatting with Tim Trower at the paper today, and it's one of those deals that when you witness it, it's hard to fathom what comes out of some mouths, and hopefully we can make people think twice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's certainly a worthy cause, as they both are. We were talking a little bit earlier today, you and I, about the changes in broadcasting during your career.
Right.
What do you think has changed maybe the most?
You know, if we could go back to a world of 3 channels and us being one of them, life would be good. You know, but the biggest change has certainly been the access to information, and I think that has caused some difficulty in the world you and I navigate. You know, and trying to do the best we can to deliver a positive newscast with the right information, informing our viewers in Southern Oregon, Northern California, and being fair to those that we're talking about. The amount of platforms that are out there, the amount of cable channels that are there, the amount of misinformation that does get put out there that is sourced to who knows what, has made it difficult for those that are working really diligently to provide an unbiased newscast every day. I mean, we do 5.5 hours of live news every day, and I couldn't be more proud of our product. And I don't want that getting lost, and the challenge is there every day to overcome what others might be seeing.
Certainly a lot going on, a lot to be excited about this year. Appreciate you stopping by.
Well, I want to share one last thing. You know, this being 13 years here, and the quality of journalists that we have, that you have, that Hillary as our executive producer are working with every day, I don't think we've ever had a better team. And, you know, for those that may be just catching this interview and watch our news product all the time, boy, I urge them to watch this group. We have more exclusive stories, more breaking news than any other news organization in this region. And I'm incredibly proud of that. And that sounds like a sales pitch, but it needs to be said. Your team is working incredibly hard, as is everybody in our building, and I hope that people give us a shot.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.